Okay, good evening and welcome to this meeting of the Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee of the Town of Yarmouth, which is being held in accordance with Chapter 470 of the Acts of 1973 as amended. It is now 7:15 p.m. on Monday, August 8th, 2022 at the Yarmouth Town Hall Hearing Room located at 1146 Route 28, South Yarmouth. Moreover, pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, considering certain COVID-19 measures, this meeting is being run in a hybrid mode. So we may have some folks joining us on the link. There are 4 new applications for certificates of appropriateness and 4 tabled certificates of appropriateness that will be heard this evening in the order listed on the agenda. Please be reminded that our committee's main purpose is to review items for appropriateness and setting, and it's the responsibility of the applicant to comply with the regulations of other town boards and departments, including the building department, conservation, engineering, health, zoning, and the sign inspector. You should know that there is a 10 calendar day appeal period starting once a decision is filed with the town clerk. Any person aggrieved by a decision tonight can appeal to the Regional Commission of the Old Kings Highway. Our office administrator would be happy to answer any questions you would have with respect to that process. So we'll begin with first item, which is a big change in the house at 1 Windswept Path, since it will go from a 1-story to a 2-story house. And also in addition to the garage area. The home is owned by Vecchi and Cesar Serendin and FMFB Home Improvement is the agent. I think we have Serendins here.
Yes.
Yeah. You could sit up here, use the microphone. Good. So,
Good evening.
good evening.
How are you?
Good evening.
Good.
This is a big job.
Yes, we're sort of apprehensive also because of the size of the job. But for the size of the family, we need to put the family in a sizable home that serves the needs of the family.
Right. Yeah, I've walked those streets often when my fiance was living there. And so I knew this house immediately. And I said, wow, this would be a big difference. So, it's going to end up being Cape Cod gray primarily.
Yes, yes. We basically want to confirm to the, we want the same look as the
It's
neighbors.
similar.
The house across the street is fairly large too.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
on the
And,
marsh.
on both sides of our,
On both sides, yeah.
oh, actually all around us is pretty big.
Right.
These 2 stories.
Can I ask about the optional porch?
Yeah. How serious you are about the optional porch?
So we put it in the design because we would like to have a farmer's porch, but the reason it's optional because of financial reasons.
Okay,
We just want to see if we can.
right, stretch.
Yeah,
That's the only option,
Gotcha.
honestly.
more people in that neighborhood are adding farmers porches
Yeah.
or little patios out front.
Yeah, it's beautiful to capture the
Yeah.
the outdoors.
I
Honestly,
Yeah.
Want to sit and look at that view.
yeah, and the
Mhm.
view
There
exactly.
you go.
Minus the bugs.
Yeah, and it's a quiet, low traffic area. So if you're sitting out on the porch, you won't be disturbed.
Yeah.
So that's the way to go.
I think it's nice.
Are there any abutters present?
You're the closest to butter.
I am.
Yeah.
So using Anderson double hung windows primarily, A series. There are several pictures like this along the way in the packet.
I sent it for probably either siding. Some of them are for siding purposes. Some of them are for railing
Mhm.
materials. I tried to provide everything I could find in terms of what kind of materials we could use. And
So we could use a piece from this picture and a piece from this one.
some of them are wishful thinking, of course, pictures, but
Mhm. And you have Sandollar doing the work?
so we talked to two contractors. We haven't made a
Okay.
decision, honestly. We are trying to lean
Gotcha.
towards $10 because they know the area. They're much more experienced, and
Reputable, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know the other company, so I'm not suggesting they're
Yes.
not,
yeah,
forgive me.
absolutely. We still haven't made a final decision,
Yeah.
but of course, we still have to go to structural engineering.
Yeah.
And then the final bidding will happen
Right.
on
And
that.
BSC is the architect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Who
Well, you-
works? I think who partners with $10
Oh,
somehow.
no
yeah,
kidding, okay.
which is convenient.
I assume everyone has seen, there's a plot plan as existing.
And there should be two plot plans. One's an existing as is, and the other one is the proposed changes.
All right, now it's a one-car garage, is that right?
We have a very small one-car garage that's really falling apart actually as we speak.
Falling apart even as we
It's-
speak.
I mean, it's
Well, that's, yeah.
rotting.
understood.
Yeah.
I see on the plot plan, there's like a little gazebo thing that's crossed out as you go around the corner. onto
Uh,
Windswept Ave.
There's no gazebo. There's yeah.
There
That
was- must
probably
have
there
been-
was an older
Or there was a thought
depiction.
or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's,
But really, except for the addition of the second car garage, the second floor will
Yep.
use the existing footprint. Is
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And the garage is basically adding one more car space on the side.
Any other questions?
Well, we
Just
have
have-
that a butter.
Just, is the optional porch going to go around the corner or is it just going to be in the front?
Just the front. No,
Just the front.
Just the front,
Okay.
yeah.
Looked like it was.
Yeah.
Went over here.
I'll move to approve.
Oh, can we hear the abutter first?
There was-
There's a butter here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where?
Step up to the mic.
Sorry, I didn't see.
Right over here. Liz.
I just had a question on the footprint, and I think you may have answered some of it.
Excuse me, sir. Could you stand over at the microphone,
this
please,
mic- I thought
so we
it
can
was-
all
For
hear
the
you?
televised folks at home.
Yeah, I had a question about the footprint, Bachi. Straight up on it, and the alcove, the notch in the front will get porch. That would be very nice if you can get it. And the garage is going to come towards my house. I'm in the silo house behind it.
Yeah, that's the only place I can with the
Right,
garage.
so
actually,
that'd be
yeah.
come back, but the setback from the street stays the same.
The old, yeah, setback from the street, everything's the same thing.
Sounds great. Yeah, I'm
Tom, would
glad
you
somebody's
give-
finally putting some money into the house. That's a
Mhm.
great spot.
Tom, would you give your name to the record?
Thomas Manning,
For the
2
record.
Shell Drive.
Have you seen the footprint?
Well, I know the house. I've been
Knows the
29
house.
years right next to
You're
it.
certainly welcome to take a look before you
No,
head
that's
out.
okay. I'll take your word for it. You're looking at it and it's existing footprint. And it makes
Tom's-
sense to
Tom's
do
a
that.
very great neighbor. He comes around,
Oh.
always helpful.
No, going up is fine. 'Cause that's what to do there. It really is. The lot's tight and it's had a succession of owners. It's good that somebody's finally there. Going to open a wallet and do something with it. It's a great spot.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
He's
luck
lived
with it.
there for 130 years.
Oh, good.
That was it.
Excellent.
Just the footprint. That's all I care. I
Carry
think
on.
that's
Paula.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll move to approve.
Oh, Rosemary, yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of approving this?
Aye.
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 Okay. Extra numeri.
So you'll have something to
Good.
sign.
Now, there's one thing you need to do. And
So you guys new owners then? Are you new owners of the house? Oh, good. Congratulations. I think it looks great.
this this is a document that says that you'll build it according to plan. If you're making any changes, let us know in advance. You can sign there and I'll sign here. Yeah. Thank you. Good luck with it.
We're dismissed.
You're all set.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Tom.
Are you signing these now?
Yeah, Tom sold my house and Marilyn's house. When we
Not the
were-
one on Merchant, obviously.
North Minnesota.
Okay. No,
So we've known him a while,
yeah.
worked along with him. He's lived there forever.
was your neighborhood?
or Maryland's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The second item is concerned with solar panels, 18 black solar panels to go on the rear roof at 21 Perch Pond Way. Peter and Judith Smith are the owners, and My Generation Energy is the agent. And we have My Generation here tonight.
Yes, hello, my name's Diane Addison with My Generation
Diane.
Energy. Yep. So I bring you something very simple. On the back side of the garage, it will be a all black panel with black rail. Well, I'll leave it to you. I'm sure you've all been by, so you can see the lack of visibility.
Your picture from the drive from Perch Pond Way says it all.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty much nothing to see.
Are there any abutters present? I move to approve the application.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 thank you very much.
Oh, again, there's one thing you have to sign, this document that says you're gonna do the job as we've approved it.
Specified. Yep.
Any changes, let us know
Okay.
in advance.
You're welcome. Bye, Diana.
No. Mhm.
I didn't even see this. Oh. Is that what it said?
Mhm. Well, no. That's what it says here.
No wonder I didn't see it.
The next item is concerned with moving a 10 by 14-foot shed to the backyard at 121 Union Street. James Rosato is the owner. Hi.
Evening.
So where is this being moved from?
It's actually in a butter's shed on Skipper.
Okay, so it doesn't have to go far.
Not far at all.
It's not like in the years and years ago, they used to move houses from
I remember that.
Phuket to Cape Cod, and vice versa, floating them over. This is a much simpler job.
You're not changing the shed in any way?
No, No.
Okey-dokey. It does have T111, but it had T111.
How are you going to get it in? Through the left side? It's
I
all
still have
kind
to
of
work that out with the
dug out?
landscaper, but he's confident that he can either put it on a trailer or flatbed.
Bring
and
it
just
down there?
Truck it around, yeah. And the yard was previously overgrown with lots of vegetation, so I've tried to clear some space for it and tidy things up a bit
I
since I
spent an hour looking for the shed today on that property.
can see it from my
I
back
could
deck.
not find it.
It's hard to find, actually. You have to go around the corner, and it's actually got great access from the road to actually pull it out. So
Pulling out's the easy part.
my landscaper is fairly confident will be an easy job.
To get a free shed, how can you?
It's not free,
Oh.
but it's a great way to repurpose it, and my neighbor doesn't want it anymore. And he struggled to find people who could move it or take it. So it's a little bigger than I wanted originally, but it'll be perfect, and it's very convenient.
It looks like it's in good shape.
Yeah, it's in great. It's only a couple years old,
Wow.
Oh,
so it's in really good shape.
Is the birdhouse free?
I think it comes with it, but I should
hope so,
probably
because-
clarify that, huh?
Devil's in the details. Yeah.
It won't be a
Find it
deal
into the
breaker.
deal.
I'm sure I can find another bird home.
Yeah, he might want
Or
that back.
two.
I don't know, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
you have to change the address. And
I move to approve him. I'm sorry, Richard, are you still
I'm
talking?
just commenting, it's not texture 111, it's reverse board and batten.
Hmm.
I just-
And, it probably would have gotten approved because of that. Usually texture 111, as Liz just mentioned, we wouldn't approve it, but the reverse board and batten, I
Okay.
think would have. So who seconded it?
I was going to move to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. I just want to thank Lisa Sherman. She was a great communicator and facilitator for somebody who was very confused over the phone on how to do this. Thank you, Lisa.
No problem.
That's great to hear.
problem. We already knew that, though.
I'm sure.
Well, it's great to hear it from your
Okay.
side. Yeah.
There's a form that you should be signing, but I don't really see how anything's going to go wrong.
Nothing's going to change unless you tell me to change.
If you take off the birdhouse.
Well, I
Ooh.
think it's part of the deal, but I really am not sure. I'll make a phone call as soon as I leave now that you brought it up.
Tweet, tweet.
Shall I sign something or are
Yeah.
we? Yeah.
So, good luck with the moving. Go
All
safely.
set? Okay, yeah, no problem, Jim.
Night. Let's see. The next item is concerned with a treehouse at 84 Route 6A. Homeowners Brianna Alboni and Casey Schmidt, and they are both here this evening. Good, thank you for coming.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So it turned out to be pretty rustic. We like rustic things.
Video natural.
Would that we could get that many letters of
I
support.
was just
for
about to
other
say, I guess we
things.
don't
There's a lot
have to
more that
ask for a
came
butter
in.
opinion.
There's a lot more that came in
All this
after
for
that.
treehouse.
Yeah, that was great to see.
I hope you've got 13 kids that could play in this.
Also, I live on Wharf Lane and I have driven by your house many, many times and I didn't actually notice it
No.
for a long, long time. I moved to approve.
Yeah,
I'll second.
in 5 years, you'll never even know it's there anyway, because it'll blend right in with the trees, so.
It's already blending in pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Looks great.
So, okay, all those in favor of allowing this?
Aye.
Aye.
I
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh,
that was a fun one. Thank you.
Thank you from the kids.
Yeah.
Nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Plus, it's an awesome treehouse.
Yeah, it is.
but, you know,
Who built it?
I did it with my dad.
Awesome.
Nice,
So
nice.
it's called Opah's Treehouse.
Oh, you're killing me.
what?
Opa's
Treehouse.
Treehouse.
Oh, cute.
Not Oma's. Oh, well.
I love that Margaret wrote a letter.
Yes,
Yeah,
she was very concerned.
you know, people sometimes question why we get involved with different things. And in the rules and regulations of Old Kings Highway, it's a structure. And so if you're putting up structures, it has to get reviewed. Well, thank you for coming in.
Sure. No, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for making it easy.
It was- well, this is a lot
Is there
of
anything
work
we have
putting
to
this together.
sign? Yeah.
Well said.
Are you allowed up in the treehouse once in a while or, yeah?
Okay, I'll let
Does
you-
it have air conditioning? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey,
What are your kids?
Oh. It'd be fun if they were
Thank
here.
you very much. So enjoy it thoroughly.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Welcome back.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
We're practically on a first name basis
I
here
think
now.
I'm starting to, it's like family here. All right.
The next item is concerning replacing windows at 9 Bella the West Road. Ken Evans is the owner and Patrick Jacobs is the agent. And so can you speak to this?
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me back here for the second time. I always do like sitting here in company.
Do we have to untable this?
Yes.
I move to untable item 22-A080. Ken Evans, owner, and Patrick Jacobs, agent.
I'll second.
All those in favor of taking this off table?
Aye.
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 Okay, now we can listen to you.
All right. Well, thank you for having me back again. A couple of it was tabled a few weeks back. I know there was a couple of issues or a couple of concerns. Grill pattern, color.
That was
I
it.
guess grill pattern,
Those
color
are
would be the,
primarily.
yeah. So what I did, I think last time we talked, I said I'd do my best to drive around and kind of see the area, see some of the houses, see what's going on, what's not going on. So I only have 3 packets. I apologize because
No, that's fine.
sometimes
We
there's
can pass them around.
4, 5, 6. Wasn't sure. My printer was running out of ink. with the pictures.
Always when you need something.
So what I did was I took a few pictures.
Mhm.
Just some of the grill patterns that are in the neighborhoods.
Mhm.
And I took some pictures, but I did not actually put a house number to them because I thought that might be a little intrusive on somebody's property.
Yeah, we don't need
And it was weird taking pictures of people's houses. You know, it's a lot.
that. Yeah, how do you think we feel every day, huh?
I
Hovering around them.
I did the 6/1. The black color, I know that you don't really, I don't really think a historical issue with color. As you can see, some of the older houses in the 1800s that still have black windows. And then we went to the picture windows. So I did drive around and take a couple of pictures or some addresses with that don't have the grills in the picture window. So I just wanted to, I guess, investigate a little bit about what's going on in Yarmouth and a lot of some of these pictures and some of these that you'll see are brand new houses that have been approved, I'm assuming, because they're huge remodels right on 6A, right off of 6A. So I just figured I'd let you digest that a little bit and I know what you think.
Well, do you want to make your comment?
I think it looks nice without the grill in the picture window if you're going to be doing the 6/1. Yeah, on either side of it.
Yes, and that's the goal. I think like somebody said earlier today, is trying to get a view of their property or just to get a nice with the farmer's porch. And that's kind of they're the owners, Mr. and Mrs. Evans is just to get a little more view of their property. They can, without the obstruction of all the grills.
So are you thinking of no grills for the picture window and both picture windows, the gable end and the front window?
That's what the owners would like to ask for. The house directly to the left of theirs and one across the street have no grills in their bay or / picture window. So that bay window, refresh my memory, is that remaining the same or is that going to be on the same plane as the front facade now? Right. So everything stays the same. We're going to replace the windows.
Okay,
same
so the
size.
windows flanking the picture window on the bay window, what's the grill pattern going to be there?
So that'll be 6/1 on the 2
6/1.
flankers, and then it will be and then we'd ask for no grills in the picture window.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. And I would like to say I did not submit all the pictures.
But the theme is there. It's a 6/1 neighborhood. Looks like.
It's really it's a bunch of everything.
Yeah.
When you drive through the neighborhood after, next to it, and after that, there's 15 over 15, there's 8 over 8. I mean, it's just 12 over 12. There's a mix.
Right.
Most of it's a lot of 6 over 6. most of them.
Yeah.
There are a lot, I guess, just the ones that I just kind of read down within probably, I'd say, a mile radius of this project. There's 12 of them, actually there's 12 numbers, but a lot more houses that have the 6/1.
Mhm.
And again, brand new construction.
Are-
And there are
are-
some, is Sister Circle,
That's your report.
is that Yarmouthport?
Mhm.
Okay, so those are all, there's some pictures in there. They're all brand new houses with 6/1
Mhm.
as well.
What's the color? They want to do them in black, is that right?
They do. The house to the right is black, has black windows. That was approved by the board. I want to say maybe 2 years ago. And then just driving around, coming off of Willow Street down to 6A and right in that area. I mean, there's tons of, all those historic houses have black windows. So they're trying to go for they would like to keep it make it as historic as possible, but still stay with the modern times. I guess they're kind of trying to
Mhm.
not ruffle any feathers.
Mhm.
Well, it's not an antique house. Are there any abutters present?
Or online. Someone has a chat up? Someone have a chat up there?
That's Trinity Solar that's hanging in there waiting for their
Okay, good.
return to tabled items. So I don't think we have any abutters or anybody online.
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And you?
I pass.
He's abstaining.
Is that an abstain?
So just so you
Okay.
know, Richard's abstaining. So you can,
Oh, so what do we have to write here? These going to be 6/1s?
I'm sorry.
What do we have to write here? It's approved, but with modifications. Because it wasn't the original application for,
it's not
So this
spelled
is,
out.
so we're not, I thought we were voting on this new,
I think we are, but I don't think he'd spelled out 6/1 to our, we weren't clear on it.
Okay.
So I don't think you have to write anything, do you, Richard?
Richard says yes.
Okay,
He's the chairman.
well,
yeah.
it says
Saw you coming this time.
6/0 grills. Currently applied.
I do apologize. I know you did correct me at
Back.
last meeting about 6/1 and not 6/0.
It's just that, not
Yeah,
spelled
so
out,
it's
but there'll be
terminology.
Yeah,
no
it's
grills
my
in the
bad.
picture windows. There's 2 picture windows.
yeah, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, okay. No grills in the picture windows. We need to, gotcha.
Wasn't mentioned on here.
No, it's not specified. Nope.
Didn't have a paper because that was an extra handout. You're okay.
Well, you abstained, so do you sign?
No,
So Pat, you're the agent.
I am.
What's your company?
It's P. Jacobs Custom Carpentry and Remodeling.
Thanks.
I probably should have said that when I first
okay.
sat down. I
Just
apologize.
curious, yeah, what, because it wasn't on the paperwork.
Yep,
so
no, I
just-
apologize. Yep.
Who's your assistant?
That's my legal.
That's your legal?
Yeah, that's my legal. That's Olivia. I dragged her out here. She was bored. So I said,
Bet
do you
you're
want to
going
come
for-
to a
I bet you're
meeting?
going for ice cream after this.
This is where she wanted to come? Better bring her in for a checkup. Well, it is cool in here. So if you don't have air conditioning at home, this is the place to be.
And she just got back from Pennsylvania today.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, she went and saw her aunt
Oh,
up there for about a week and a half. So
nice.
she needs a little daddy time.
Ah.
That's my guess, right?
She wanted to see you in action. Woohoo. Here you go. You can sign this now.
Yeah, you could sign it.
Or do you need your lawyer to sign it?
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Do you have a card?
You probably shouldn't ask in the meeting.
I'll just write your number down.
Next time you come by, leave one with me and I'll get it to her if you want.
Swear, is it right on here? Right here? Okay, I'll write down. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Ice cream.
It's gonna be a double.
Yeah. Okay.
Trinity Solar up at bat. If you show favoritism in a public seat, that's like,
Is that favoritism?
unless you ask everybody for a card, then it's, you know,
Haven't been other vendors for it, just homeowners.
no, you know what I'm saying. Perception. I agree, though. He was nice and honest and thorough. Yeah.
So,
Is my mic working now?
Is that sufficient?
Okay.
okay, now Trinity Solar is
Oh, we have
on,
to untable, yeah.
right?
I move to untable application
22,
22A076.
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
good. Okay, so
Welcome, Trinity.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
yes, good.
All right, excellent.
What's your first name? It's cut off here.
Oh, it's Brendan.
Brendan. Hi, Brendan.
Hey. Oh, should I jump into it or?
This is the one on Ridgewood Drive.
So there's an issue with this one, I would say, with my cohorts here. First of all, who owns this system? Will it be the homeowner or will it be Trinity Solar?
So if the owner paid for it in full, I'm just representing for this meeting right now. If the homeowner paid in full, it would belong to them. I believe one of the common groups we use is Sonova, who will own the system, and the owner will actually pay Sonova for the system over the course of 10, 15, 20 years.
Okay, so that, just so my colleagues here understand that it's a big system, which is likely because the company will own the solar system and not the homeowner.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I believe so too. So that would explain why it's got 9 solar modules on the front, which of course is not gonna fly with this board, I presume.
I actually kind of foresaw this coming.
Yeah. Am I speaking out of turn, you guys?
I don't believe so.
So I would actually think that what this board will want to do is to turn around and say, you don't need those 9 modules on the front for the homeowner. And it may screw the deal for Trinity or whatever that other company was, but it's not in keeping with our guidelines. But
Understandable.
I'm speaking,
This is
me.
13.2 kilowatts.
Correct.
That's
it's too
pretty big.
too big.
Um, They usually think of 7 kilowatts requirement for a house. And if you have an electric car, maybe 3 kilowatts more. So to lose a few would not be a
Wouldn't kill the deal for the homeowner. Shouldn't it?
No, I believe it'd only be like a 3.6 kilowatt loss.
right.
So the homeowners probably won't get as big of a paycheck from the power company. That's generally what's going to happen here with these bigger systems is you produce so much power, a lot of it goes back to the power company. You receive a check in the mail.
Right. So. Are there any abutters present? Don't see any, and there's nobody online, so I actually would move to deny.
I'll second.
Well, what if can Trinity speak to having just on the back of the house?
Are you in a position, Brendan, to promise that you'll only put the smaller system on with reducing it by the non-modules on the front, or do you need to go back to the homeowner?
So it's all one system split between 2 areas. So it's all going to be fed back through the same inverter into the house, but I can bring this back for a redesign at my company. We go over with the customer and whatnot and tell them, you know, on the front of the house, panels are a no-go. We can't do it. And if they wanted to continue with getting solar, at least with us, they would have to limit it to just the back of the house.
Well, denial doesn't preclude your coming back with a new application. So it's just a matter, it's a procedural consideration. We could deny, you could come back with a new application, we could move the table, we could come back with a new design, eliminating the panels on the front of the house. I don't know, is there a significant advantage to the applicant one way or the other?
Might be an advantage to us in that if we table it, it's unfinished business. And if the owner says they don't want that, then it just kind of hangs in our files.
Yeah.
But if we deny it, it's a done deal and then they can make their decision and come back. But I don't know, that's,
Yeah,
again, I don't know if
I think
that's,
it would be cleaner that way. Just deny it.
Okay, so we have the motion, we have a second, I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay,
Yes.
all those in favor of denying?
Aye.
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 And you understand, Brendan, what we're saying, so you can present it?
I do. I actually just noted that down. It's the front panels that are the main issue here.
Totally the issue.
Right, thank you for your consideration on this project.
Okay, stick around.
So we'll get our paperwork together here for a minute.
Yep.
The next item is concerned with 11 solar panels on the rear roof at 135 Union Street. Again, Trinity Solar is the agent, and this was tabled at the last meeting, so we have to untable it. Move to untable.
Just untable the next two since he's here.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, I move to untable applications number 22A078 and 22A082.
Second,
all those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
good. Okay, Brendan.
Tell us about Union Street, Brendan.
All right, it's a single array system, 4.4 kilowatts, installing only in the back.
Mhm.
The installation, the racking system is eco-fasten, so it'll go straight into the rafters. We don't have to pull anything up off the roof or anything.
Right. So this was a funny site visit because all three of them were like in a circle there.
Yeah, close.
So, and it's pretty, for my money, largely invisible. Shaker House Road or Skipper Lane as you're making turns or something, you could catch a glimpse, is my thinking.
Yeah,
But the house on 32 Shaker House Lane that backs up to it is
Mhm.
very close to the back of this house, but they have not said anything as in a butter.
Right,
Right.
and if they're, again, if we have a neighbor who says, I don't want to look out my back window and see it, that's not something.
But
we
for the
can
sake
do.
of argument, are there any abutters present? I think the aesthetic issue of the panels is the least of the problems with this property, frankly.
Yeah.
So I'll move to approve.
Second,
all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
aye.
we'll take a minute to get our paperwork up to speed here, Brendan.
Of course.
Did you go through this neighborhood knocking on doors?
Well, we have a sales team, but and that's generally how they operate, yes.
Okay. It's funny to have them so close together.
Yeah, easy looking at things.
Okay, the next item is concerned with putting 17 solar panels on the front roof at 84 Early Redberry Lane. Homeowner is Rebecca Earl, and Trinity Solar with Representative Brandon. So,
Well,
Are there any abutters to this property? I think there's only one really affected.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sort of is where I'm headed. It's like,
it's the end of a dead end.
it is. So I would move to approve.
I'll second.
Those in favor of approving? Okay,
Hey, Brendan.
so Brendan,
2 out of 3, not bad.
Thank you very much, everyone.
you're welcome. And that brings us to the minutes of the meeting from our last meeting, which were distributed on the internet. And we've had time to look them over. Any changes required?
I move to approve the minutes as submitted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
And I second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes?
I abstain.
So you weren't here.
Aye.
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 I'd say.
We got 3.
Cindy was here, though, wasn't
I
she?
wasn't here. No, I wasn't here.
I thought there
I
were
wasn't here
4 of
too.
us.
There was
Okay,
Paula,
so
Rob,
Paula,
you and me.
good. Okay. And the other thing, Lisa sent out that listing I talked about last week.
The exemptions. Mhm.
And so it was very similar to what we had looked at before. Any further comments? There were some comments that went into the minutes.
Right. You guys were talking about the less than 75 years of age. Do you
Yeah.
wanna
The 15.
finish that up? I have some comments, but I know that was one that Rob was thinking about.
Yeah, that was the concern that I had, the timeline. And the other concern I had was consideration for opinion of abutters in the neighborhood, recognizing that they do not have the right to their view. Even so, I would like to see something in there addressing that particular concern. And I used Cottonwood Street as my prime example of that I would think that as it's currently written, that the applicant for the solar panels on Cottonwood Street would be exempted without that qualification that,
Well, it wouldn't, because it's got a light colored roof on it. And the exemption thing
Right.
says the dark.
okay, all right.
But from the
Okay,
other,
but that, without that
Yeah.
qualifier, it would be exempted.
Yeah,
I tried to take a crack at that because I thought about that too, because we keep running into it. I mean, frankly, the last one we approved is because it's on a dead end.
Yeah.
So I thought located on dead end or cul-de-sac and individual letters of support for solar array are provided by all neighbors who would pass by for their home's egress or access.
Yeah, and this one tonight, on Red Berry, nobody goes down there except the homeowner.
Yeah.
So that would have been approved with all those measures.
You want me to read it again? I mean, I'll submit it, so you can read it, but
When is there a deadline for our submittals for suggestions for this?
No, it's open right now. Jim's gonna have to see what comes back from all the towns.
All right,
and
okay,
then set up a meeting to formally
okay.
do it.
I'll address
I would-
myself.
I would guess within a month or so,
Okay, all right,
by the end of September, I would think.
okay.
that, I wondered, solar panels thickness shall not exceed 2 inches, and solar panels height be less than 6 inches, and roof length less than 50 feet. Some of those I thought, why?
Well, yeah,
But
what they're trying to do is keep
Keep it-
the whole thing
yeah, I almost thought maybe,
close to the roof.
right,
And the 2 inches has to be, all solar panels are about 2 inches.
I mean, that's where they run now.
Yeah, it's
So-
a, yeah,
But so I guess we can always, would always be amended if all of a sudden the norm is 3 inches,
Right, which
Yeah,
I doubt.
which could happen. You could just amend this.
Right.
So-
well, you could solve that by saying 6 inches or less, right?
Or when I was thinking, what if it's 7 inches? Then you have to amend this, but that's what you do. I mean, you have a standard, and then if it's all of a sudden it's not the norm, you have to change it.
Hmm.
So,
It, the total height is more dependent on the understructure,
mhm,
and that varied. I talked to the guy that put mine on and asked if he could take them off and put another solar panel on. No, they can't because they changed the regulations on the beam underneath.
mhm.
They'd have to replace that too. So,
Well, those were, that was my concern. It's just like, just to make sure we don't have to go back and amend it, but just say 3 inches thickness and 7 inches height, just because I don't know if there's
A little
an
more
irregularity
leeway.
there that,
yeah, the 6 inches, I think, was because they don't want them to be too high
Sticking up,
off the
yeah.
roof.
yeah. So live with it, I guess, and then find out if it's not really the norm, deal with it, but that's okay then.
So you give
I'm okay with
Lisa a
everything
copy.
other than, yeah, trying to add something that Rob brought up about taking care of these places where they just aren't going to be seen and neighbors are fine. And then, yeah, he wants to make it 50 years. Hey, that's okay.
Good. So a discussion we'll get into in minutes. Okay, any other things happening? Want to know? Okay, we can adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 That's you. Say aye.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.